You're watching the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, Ryan, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. It's you, it's me, it's NRD. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is TOM and DAVE. It is the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, episode 102, with me and you, and me and you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's just Tom and I this week, as baby Owen is recovering from a fever, so Nick is gone, and Ryan is dealing with a guy from GameStop, I believe. I'm trying to see what the backstory is here. Hold on. Let's see. He's talking to Vince about his Mania 12 petition. So yes, Vince, he was talking to GameStop about his WrestleMania prediction or petition, and trying to get that brand new WrestleMania 12 Bret Hart Shawn Michaels Funko set. So that thing looks pretty sweet.
We didn't talk beforehand, but that Funko leak was good.
Oh baby, I must say this though. With the exception of like the ponytail going down the back, Shawn Michaels' Funko looks like he does now, just like with the kind of U-Haul thing going on. He's starting to look like Trevor from GTA.
Bam Bam Bigelow glows in the dark.
Oh yes, that thing looks sweet. Like I'm not a big Funko guy. I have 14, I think, looking at my collection right now. So
I have a bunch. I've sold a few. But I'm a Bam Bam Bigelow fan because he's from Asbury Park, New Jersey, which is from like minutes from where I'm from. And I don't like The Undertaker. I want to be very clear about this. I do not like The Undertaker. But that 2-pack with Paul Bearer is worth me buying.
My problem is this. It says it's for WrestleMania 9. WrestleMania 9 is one of my favorite WrestleManias because it was the first WrestleMania I ever saw. I don't care what anybody says. It's a great WrestleMania. My problem is he didn't wear purple in that. He was still wearing the black. That was 1993. He didn't start wearing the purple till the summer of 94 when it was Undertaker versus The Undertaker.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so that's why I'm like, like he rode in like on like a carriage thing, like a freaking crow on the side. Oh, it's fantastic.
I don't know, because there were two ones with the rings that are announced, right? It was Bret and Shawn and then another one. Or am I wrong?
Was there an Andre Hogan? Or was that Bennett?
I don't know. Regardless, I like the rings. I haven't opened my John Cena Rock one with the ring because I wanted to sell it, but that thing's going to be a pain in the butt to ship.
I'm curious how much you'd be willing to sell it for.
I can see what I had it listed for.
Because Ryan, I'm waiting on Mr. Crossley to get back from GameStop because I offered him a deal that includes the Samoa Joe chase. Now, folks, if you want...
I don't want your Samoa Joe chase.
No, that's fine. But, I mean, I'm just saying, if anybody's looking for a Samoa Joe chase, I still have it. Matt Cardona did not want it, so it is still up for sale, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, check out episode 100 with Matt Cardona.
We're over 200 views, so
yes, Tom is getting. You did it! World's greatest cup of coffee.
I'm still geeking out about that episode.
Oh, it was fantastic. It really was.
Nice guy. Like, I know I wasn't there and Harold was there, but really nice guy.
Yes, I was. I'll be honest, a little nervous that he was going to stiff us a little bit. But
I was expecting some attitude.
But he was very gracious in his responses and obviously graciously giving us the time that he had. So
put it this way, I had Gerald ready to go.
we all would have been like, all right, Gerald, get him.
Not even joking. Gerald was at my feet as I'm doing Harold, and I'm like, if he just goes off on us and the brawler group, I'm ready. I am ready.
No, Matt Cardona was a lot of fun. The Christmas party last week was a lot of fun, of course, as well.
And because of my surprise, Hodap's wife went into labor and had a baby.
It was incredible. Literally, folks, if you didn't watch last week's episode, go back and check out the Christmas party. We started talking about birthdays and whatnot, and Hodap's talking about kids and whatnot. Tom's like, wait a second, you have a kid? And he is like, yeah, I got one, and I got one on the way, like coming in January. And guess what? That baby said, no, I want to be there for episode 102. Whoop. And
Tom says hi.
Hodap, party of 4 now. So
that was fun. I will say I'm slightly disappointed that baby Charlotte's middle name is not Tom Sasso, but that's okay.
it should be the first name, just saying. But
I could still be her godfather.
there you go. So, and just folks, Charlotte and Mama Hodap and Father Hodap are all doing great. So we wish them all the best. We know Mr. Hodap is not going to be sleeping very well. So if he's probably watching this at 3 a.m., hey, Jonathan, what's up? And speaking of what is up or what not? How do you like that transition? So as of recording, so for those who don't know, Pro Wrestling Tees Whatnot is going to go live tonight when this officially airs on Tuesday, the 27th. Now, their Whatnot is going to start at 6:30 Eastern, Miami time, excuse me. And they're showing, for the first time ever, it is going to be the Colt Cabana exclusive custom Cabana micro brawler. Now, right now, as of time of recording, you can buy this brawler for $40. There's still 235 available. They made 250. Here's the catch. It's $40 now. If you buy it during the Whatnot stream, it's $25.
20.
Oh, it's 20. Excuse me. It's $20 if you buy it during the stream.
Plus probably 5 shipping.
Yeah, it's probably 5 shipping or whatever it is. Shout out to the guy on the Whatnot auction who got a chair for $5 shipped. Shout out to that guy.
I brought that up in the chat first, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not trying to do that to like screw anybody."
Fantastic. Because trust me, I talked to, I think it was Berto was selling a chair, and I was just curious, like, what are you asking for? It may have been the WrestleMania night 29 chair. I'm not sure, 35. But I remember I asked him, he's like, yeah, shipping though is going to be like 100 extra. I was like, I can't really do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it, but so yes, the Colt Cabana right now, well, we're recording is $40, 235 still available. If you buy it during the stream, it's $20. Now, my problem is this: it should be reversed. You should have started it on sale in Whatnot. That's the first chance you get it. Here you got the people that are going to buy it at $40 and have FOMO. And I get that there are obviously still some completists out there, Ryan Crossley being one of them, I believe. But I don't know. They talked about this during the Whatnot. Could it sell out? I mean, with the weekend, I mean, we'll see obviously when this comes out, did it sell out or not? But I mean, my thing is this, I think with the holiday coming up, with Christmas and Christmas Eve this weekend, I think there should still be a fair number available. But at the same time, because you're going to have everybody rushing into the auction, that giveaway is going to it's just going to be kind of weird. Like when like the horn sounds for the $20 brawler and nobody's paying attention to the stream. Yeah, I would assume so, right?
I want to preface this by saying everyone I have encountered at Pro Wrestling Tees seems like a great person. Castro specifically, I love the banter me and him have in the Whatnot chat. I truly believe that this brawler is lame and a cash grab. It's not a new mold, if I'm mistaken.
No, it's the same as the red jacket.
And it's just a white jacket.
Yep.
And they're just saying, "Oh, color your own," which is fun. I get it. I think they could have done something different, and I'm disappointed that like that was it. And it's like, oh, Colt Cabana has this like very unique persona, this very cool look, and I really like that. And I'm like, you could have done him in that P-Lander Yellow from P-Lander. So there's a punk band called P-Lander Z that I've seen a few times, and the lead singer is P-Lander Yellow, who's also an artist, and he designed one of Colt's jackets. If that was the brawler, and I knew that Colt was getting money and P-Lander Yellow was getting money, I'd pay $40 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I wouldn't even think twice. I think that it's just a very plain brawler, and like I'm not super artistic, so like I wouldn't color it. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a cash grab, and I think that sucks. But what doesn't suck, a wrestler who I don't like. I don't like Will Hobbs. He bothers me. I was getting all about Hobbs for a minute, and then I'm Team Ricky Starks all the way.
Mhm.
That Will Hobbs brawler, phenomenal.
That will be a top contender for Brawler of the Year already next year. He will
That
not
is
be in our rankings for the upcoming year for the 2-year anniversary special because we will not have him in hand by December 31st. But that Will Hobbs Brawler is fire. They got the
yeah.
little lip curl, the
Yep.
airbrushed
The
overalls.
gear looks great.
It's fantastic.
And like he's a black guy and his
Yep.
skin's darker. They did a very good job of making him look like a black guy, not a toy painted black. If
I
that makes
understand.
sense.
No, that makes total sense. And by the way, to just harken back to what you said about making like a band reference of a brawler, you know, it would be an awesome series of brawlers. Less than Jake. Just putting that out there.
Love Lesser Jake.
Be
Oh,
fantastic. Imagine if Less than Jake came on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. That'd be pretty sweet. We could make like this the opening of that episode. Just saying.
yeah, it would be great. I mean, I know Nick's a big fan. I grew up skateboarding listening to them.
Yep.
Like, you know what sucks? I've never of all the shows, I've been to thousands of concerts, and I'm not exaggerating. Of all the concerts I've been to, I've never seen Less Than Jake.
Wow.
No, they've got to have played like an old Warped Tour or something that I went to.
But you were probably high, so it doesn't count.
I've never.
Okay. What are you drinking tonight?
Cherry Pepsi.
Ah, okay. I was
what else do you need at 10:45 in the evening?
Well, I almost spilled this all over my laptop. Water.
I am
I didn't get that. Did you try
Siri. I am hoping that we're supposed to get like 20 inches of snow through Saturday. So I'm hoping I have a snow day at work tomorrow, which I'm doubtful because I think we're only getting like 4 inches tonight, and that's just nothing.
Please. Yeah, we're supposed to get some freezing rain here. But to harken back to your original statement on the Cult Brawler, I must say I like it. It's not my favorite of the Cult Brawlers, I think. I mean, obviously, I have the original with the red elbow pad. The white one is just getting out of my reach. I could probably get the jacket somewhere for a fair price. But I like the idea of it. I like the creativity behind it. You know, I think they saw the success in the reviews that the Sammy Guevara brawler got in the All Elite crate with the marker and the sign. My only problem with this brawler is like you draw, like I wish it was like you could draw on it and mark it up as much you want and then erase it, which I'm sure maybe you could if like you use like an expo marker or something. But yeah, like I'll be honest, like I'm looking at my case right now. The Sammy Guevara brawler, I don't have marked up at all, and I just have the pen that they sent as a just in the case with it. But no, I like it. Again, I just don't like the marketing behind it. I just because I feel there's 15 have been sold, so there's 15 brawlers that have been sold at double the price. To me, from a marketing standpoint alone, yes, this brawler goes on sale at 6:30 during our Pro Wrestling Tees Whatnot. If you want first crack at it, you've got to watch the stream. And don't even say like we're gonna put it on sale on the buy. I don't know how Whatnot works exactly. Like I don't know if you have to have your buy nows listed before you go on, or maybe, or if you can list more buy it nows. Maybe I don't know, so I could be wrong on that. But like even it was like, yeah, you got to stay tuned so this way, you know, when we put it on sale. And then be like, yeah, when the show's over, it's $40. You know, so get on the show, like make people watch. Whereas, like, if you sell out right now, yeah, you may double the money, but you're not going to get the views on the Whatnot. You're not going to get the people there potentially buying on Whatnot, like sticking around for an auction or the giveaways. So, that's my 2 cents on it. You know, just I think they got it backwards, and they were also very confusing trying to explain it. So I'm like, is it available now? Is it available next week? So yeah, but I'm excited about the Powerhouse Hobbs brawler. I forget, was there another brawler that they announced or no?
No, and that's like another like frustration is the post that Ryan made it seem like they were announcing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it was just Colt and Hobbs.
Yep.
Which honestly, I mean, like that's 2 announcements in a night. That's pretty cool. That's uncommon. We never get that. I don't know. I like watching the whatnot, but my goodness, like I know I don't have a lot of money, and it just really reiterates like some people have a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was
I'd
gonna
like
buy
to.
the Shane McMahon bucks.
Yeah, I thought about it too, but I was like,
$40
yep.
plus shipping for a piece of paper.
I'm curious what they might go for on eBay. I remember I got the Young Bucks box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. Like I paid like I think $10 a buck, something like
Yeah.
that. But I got like so I have one of these. My sister and both my sisters have one. Like this was like their Christmas gift one year. Like so I like got them all that. Look at me like Ryan Crossley with the props. That's pretty impressive. I must say.
Ryan sent me one of those.
Did he? The Young Buck bucks?
Not the
Actually,
Japanese money, the American money.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe did he send me one of them? I forget. I think
Uh,
I got them the Banco Delelite.
mm-hmm.
I think that's what I got my sisters. Yeah, I think he may have included the Young Bucks the $100 bill in like a box he sent me. I can't remember. But yeah, it's there's a lot of expensive stuff on there. But I would like to just say this: Frank Spahik, friend of the show, two-time guest and reigning defending micro brawler of the year. Um, if you put that design on an extra large shirt, I'll pay you $50 plus shipping for it, and we will donate that money to the pet shelter that we raise money for the brawler. And even if you don't want to do that, I think if you did that shirt in a pre-order, because the beefy prices, the beefy boy sizes sold more than the mediums and the larges.
Right.
Um, so like that extra large, I think started at like $50 on the pre-order. And I think it was Castro, or it may have been Castro, or somebody was like, the beefy boy size is coming up in the chat. It made me laugh right away. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh. But no, I think if they did that as a pre-order, $20 a shirt plus shipping or whatever it may be, um, raise money for the pet shelter. Like you had everyone when, because obviously that's how you met Jared the first time. You went and you got the Frank Brawler down in Chicago.
Drove
You
3 hours.
yeah, you drove 3 hours for that thing. Whereas he got lucky with me and hit me up while I was at a brewery. He's like $100. All goes to charity. I was like, sure thing. Here's my PayPal. Yes, I'd like another one, please. Obviously, still, I'm very happy I bought that. But I think you could do heck, you could probably even sell that shirt for $40. You know,
I wouldn't pay
uh,
40. I would definitely do 20.
I would definitely do 20. Yeah, let's not give many ideas. Let's not make this call. If you buy the shirt during whatnot, it's 20. If you buy it off whatnot, it's 50. So
200.
$200 in Young Bucks. Well, here's
But yeah,
200 right here.
I like whatnot. I like and I talked about with Harold with Cardona a bit of like I like interacting.
Yep.
Something that brings me joy. So like it's part of the reason why I like doing the show. I like interacting with people. It's part of the reason why I'm so active in our group chat when things go on, and I hate when I miss something. So if I don't fully close out the app, I've got to scroll back up.
Right.
And I check our group chat often because I like interacting. I think it's something cool. Like I'm not saying I'm Colt Cabana on the Wrestling Nerd broadcasts, like I'm not anybody. I'm just a regular ass dude, but like our Patreon group is there because they support us and they've become friends with us. So I think that interaction, like I don't want to say, well, we owe it to them, but like at first, that is absolutely it.
Yep.
When we first started that group chat, I'm like, well, we owe it to like people are paying money to be in our support our show. But I'd say after the first like couple weeks, it was like, fuck yeah, I love these people. Like I love talking to these people. But for the whatnots, I like the interaction because it makes me feel good when I can just say when they're auctioning off a Mick Foley vinyl record. Oh, Castro, is that a DVD? Because I had previously asked, what's a DVD? And like, I enjoy the reaction. I enjoy I feel really good about myself if I could get Colt Cabana to laugh. I've never gotten Ryan Barkin to laugh, and that is
I don't know if he does. It's like the episode of Family Guy where they're like, okay, if you can make Bill Belichick laugh. I mean, I've given that guy 7 Super Bowls. He's never laughed once. He didn't crack a smile. What's wrong with him?
I don't think Family Guy's funny.
But yeah, no, I totally get that. It's a lot of fun. Um, it's one of those things though, like you go on to whatnot, you think like, oh, maybe this will be affordable, but then, they sold a mystery box that had three figures in it for like $175 and they weren't even good figures. It was like a 7-Eleven exclusive Stone Cold Steve Austin Funko, a Goldberg Elite, and something else. Like not even face value was it worth what the guy paid. And he got nothing but flack in the chat. But I believe
Everyone's like, justice for this guy, justice for that guy. And it's like, again, I don't know the Pro Wrestling Tees people like really well. I am not like trying to be this Pro Wrestling Tees like, oh my gosh, I love them so much. They've never done me wrong. So I can say this with certainty. I know for a fact the second that happened, Colt Cabana's face changed, Ryan Parkin's voice changed. I knew for a fact at that moment they were not going to let that dude get ripped off. Period.
Like already is sitting in the back, like, yes, $175.
Well, he was shook too. You heard them all.
Yeah, like, oh, this is bad. By the way, I would like to state for the record, I mentioned it in the Whatnot chat, but Chris, who kept selling stuff left, right, and center and making money all night, friend of the show. So, I think it was episode 31, maybe?
Where was I?
You had to have been there. Chris Eastwood, right? I can't remember his last name off the top of my head.
No.
I don't know if you were on the show. You had to have been on the show by that point.
I had to have been, but I think that was when I was still unsure if I was like actually on the show or
am I because it was like right around when we did Meet the Nerds.
Yeah.
Like Know Your Nerd. It was like the match game. I'm going through like the history of the videos. Right?
I earlier on in the interviews with people, I always felt like, oh well, I don't know if I'm actually like on the show yet or if that's a thing. So I'm just not gonna assume that I'm included in the interviews.
Episode 31 with Chris Eastwood. Let's see. Let's see if Tom's on the screen. Nope, Tom is not on the screen.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like I didn't know you guys then. Like new friendship.
Whoops.
And I took it easy. I didn't want to overstep.
It's okay. No worries. You're among friends now.
And now I go to friends' weddings. So
exactly. One of the highlights of the year. And folks, one of the highlights of 2023, the very first episode that will drop in 1 week's time, will be the 2023, the second annual Herald Awards, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big deal. And we have the categories finally. We struggled with this all day.
I want to say real quick, last year Harold's, I was excited because it was something new and silly, and me and Harold conferred, and I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, I joke of when Harold goes on, I'm not here. I don't have a clue what's happening at like what happened. So we were just excited, and Harold totally took that from the fly of the seam of, I don't know, the fly of his pants. I don't know what it's called. And
flying by the seat of your pants.
There has been a lot more conversation between me and Harold, which even sounds worse, about potential nominees, about some winners. And I tell you right now, I think Harold has landed already on 2 winners, which is a lot. Because
I'm excited to see who the nominees are, because we have not come up with the list of nominees yet. We haven't talked to Commissioner Harold yet about this, but we have conferred on the 10 categories. I believe I counted 10 correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're still determining the title of some of these. So obviously there's going to be male, female, and tag team wrestlers of the year. There is going to either be guest or episode of the year, but I would assume it would be episode of the year, or you could do either one, actually, because quite honestly, I have a guest of the year and then I have an episode of the year, but they're 2 separate things. That's fine.
Doesn't matter in this.
I know. We're gonna have match of the year, show of the year, crate brawler of the year. This was a big discussion as well, because last year we did micro brawler of the year, and then in February when we had the 1-year anniversary of the show, we ranked all 232 micro brawlers we had in hand. This year for the 2-year anniversary, we're going to rank all the brawlers that we had in hand in 2022. But we didn't want to give the brawler of the year away, because that gives number 1 away essentially. So it is going to be crate brawler of the year will win the Herald Award. So pre-sales are excluded from that. I have an idea of who it could be, but we'll have to see.
For the Crate Brawler of the Year for Harold, I don't know. I don't even know who came out this
I'll
year.
say this right off the top of my head: Jeff Jarrett, Eddie Kingston are my two favorites, probably. Just saying.
Oh, it was an all elite crate. I guess that counts.
Yep, all elite crate counts. So in addition to the crate brawler of the year, there will be, of course, the coveted Tom Says Hi Spirit Award. There will be the OM Goodness Moment of the Year. And of course, in honor of our great late friend, Don Big Win Wilson, there will be the Big Win of the Year award. So it is the Heralds. It is next week. We are excited to bring it to you. Wear a tie, look fly, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm genuinely excited. I'm not right now. I'm tired. I'm really excited for the Heralds, and I've put a lot of a thought into some of my nominee ideas, which I haven't even shared with you guys. Yeah, I've got something up my sleeve.
And it's not just Herald. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're excited for the Heralds next week. Hope you're excited whatnot. And before we go, Tom, it's been a year, 2022. This is the last episode of 2022. Which started off with hours upon hours of going through micro brawlers and just good grief. That was a really long list to create. To Cody being at Mania, the GCW show with the overbooked Cardona match, old wrestling sponsorships, weddings, brawlers, wedding brawlers. I think it's going to make our top 3 Tuesday pretty easy, and I think it should be your top 3 favorite wrestling moments of the year.
Oh man.
So I'll give you the choice. Do you want to go first?
I'll go
or do you want to go left? Okay.
I'll go first. As what one might assume, Bailey's return would be a top 3 moment for me.
I don't think it is.
It is not. I love Bailey, but
it's bad Bailey.
Top 3 moments in wrestling. So like I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, well, like DDJ had the Tom Says Hi like banner on pay-per-view and TV or whatever.
Pretty epic.
There was like just all those crazy matches. But I would say my number, should I go 3, 2, 1? Ooh.
Sure. I don't know if I'd rank.
My number 3 moment would have to be, and this is a stretch. I talk about, so I'm in graduate school, and you know, they do those silly icebreakers of what else are you into? And I talked about the podcast and the puppet, and one of my top number 3 is, I think my professors and peers think I'm somebody in the wrestling community. So because I told them about all the cool things and like traveling to the wedding and the sign on TV and how Tom Says Hi became a thing. Like, it started off as a joke and now it's like a thing. So I think it would be the fact that this world is going into my other world.
Yep.
So the cross worlds is really cool. And I think that's number 3. Number 2, I think Takeshita's love for Cinnabon. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter.
I know what you're talking about though.
It's not even just that, like I think just like his general openness with like, I'm renting an apartment, but there's no furniture. What do I do? Where do you guys think I should get furniture from? Just
Walmart.
This like innocence. But I really think, because now, like, you know, you had the Cracker Barrel, you had the TGI Fridays, you had all these things. Wendy's wanted to get involved at some point. Domino's wanted to get out of it at some point. But like, I think it's really cool that this relative nobody came to America to wrestle, and he's a dreamboat of a man, a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh yeah,
has taken America's hearts in the best way possible, and I love that. Like, no one loves Cinnabon. Cinnabon's good,
Oh, I
But
love
like,
Cinnabon.
but like to the same level as Takeshita?
I
Because
love
Takeshita
Cinnabon
loves
more. I think.
Cinnabon as much as you love your girlfriend.
Wow.
And I
Then why doesn't he marry it?
Okay. So like I really like that. I think that it's cool that wrestling's kind of just getting weird and different, and people that you wouldn't expect are getting like crazy over.
Yep.
Takeshita, the guy, action, whatever.
Action Andrade.
The
I
pizza,
think.
and Luigi Primo, the pizza spinning guy. Like,
Yes.
it's getting really cool to where like these surprising things are happening that don't make any fucking sense.
Nope.
And it's so entertaining.
Yep.
I just want to be entertained. Number one is when I learned that I'm really tall. It's going to New York to meet you and Margaret in person. Having met Jared already, and the wrestling world made that happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that honestly like has to be my number one. I drove 12 or 13 hours. I spent a lot of money on gas and a hotel room. And I wouldn't change a thing.
That's pretty awesome. Those are three solid picks. I'm going to go with number 3. I'm going to go with. I'm still waiting on the posters to hang right here, Ryan Crossley. But we sponsored old wrestling, oldie wrestling, however you pronounce it, and the fact that a show that we created out of boredom in a way and has gone on to the point where we are capable of sponsoring wrestling shows is really freaking cool. And the fact that we've now had the owner and promoter of old wrestling and two talents of old wrestling come on as well, is just really, it's surreal in a way, but it's like, yeah, I've got a podcast. You want to come on and promote yourself? Yeah, come on so I can go up to wrestlers with meet and greets that I've done. And, as I'm interacting with them, like, hey, man, I love your story and I think it'd be great. Would you be interested in coming on? We've gotten to do that with so many wrestlers. So the fact that we got to sponsor a show is really awesome.
And like with that, I don't want to cut you off completely,
Oh,
but like with that, what was even cooler about that is Justin, Marion Fontaine, Justin. The fact that I went to their show in Detroit and I'm with my friends, and out of nowhere, I just hear, Tom, I'm so happy you made it. Like, was so cool. And it's not just like some company taking money and they're like, this match is sponsored by the Wrestling Nerd broadcast.
Yeah.
Or it's just on the flyers. It was really cool to feel appreciated. So like I got to physically presently feel that.
Yeah.
And that was just cool. I mean, that was a really cool success for our show. And yeah.
Speaking of success, it is number 2 moment of mine. It has brought Tom a free cup of coffee. It has brought us over 200 views, one of our most watched episodes recently. And that is episode 100 that we got to do with Matt Cardona. I have been a Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona fan for close to a decade. And the fact that we got to interview him for the 100th episode of this show is really cool. Like, I know I'm being selfish with my favorite things in wrestling this year had to do with the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast, but at the same time, like, it's really cool that we got to sit down for an hour and talk to arguably one of the most popular wrestlers on the internet right now. So yeah, and the fact that he's been one of my favorite wrestlers for close to a decade is really surreal as well. And then number 1, I was thinking of going with Cody Rhodes on my list and bumping the other 2 up, but I took Cody off the list when he debuted at Mania because everyone knows how much I love Cody Rhodes. Like, I'm considering just like putting the broadcast. No, I'm not going to do that. But I would say my number 1 moment is this photo right here from Margaret's wedding that has myself, Jared, Harold, and Gerald, and Margaret, obviously, in it. This moment is very surreal. If you asked me when we started this show, will you meet anybody? Will you interview your favorite wrestler? Will you sponsor a wrestling show? I would have said yes, no, maybe. but like the fact that you drove all the way from Michigan, Jared flew in from Indiana with his wife, the fact that Harold showed up, and the fact that Steve is in fact a referee, just made for the perfect storm that evening. And this was one of the not just my favorite thing in wrestling, but one of my favorite things this year. I made a bucket list on it, and ironically enough, so I said like go on the Jericho cruise. Finally, that got postponed. See my two friends get married, whose wedding got postponed from 2020. I put finally next to it. Remember when I put see Margaret get married? She's like, I'm so glad you didn't put finally next to my name because we were getting worried there for a little while. But yes, this photo right here is one of my favorite things this year, not just in wrestling. So let
I
us
also
know.
want to point out in that photo, I'm sitting down on a
Yep.
small chair, so
Yep.
I'm very tall.
Yep. It is, folks. So, so yes, let us know your top three favorite things that happened this year in wrestling. Let us know what you think of Whatnot Brawlers. Let us know what you think of the Heralds next week. Let us know what you got for Christmas. Because by the time this drops, Christmas will have happened, and we'll be getting ready to count down the time left in 2022 and get ready for you, me, NRD in 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, Mr. Tom Sasso, Harold, Gerald, Nick, Ryan, everybody who's been a part of the broadcast this year, we thank you. We wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. We look forward to seeing you at the Heralds next week, and a Happy New Year to you all. And don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mommy, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. Happy New Year, and God bless America.
Scissor me, Daddy Dave.